My child, do not ignore this moment. Something is happening in your house tonight, and you felt it before you even understood it. This is not just another message you casually listen to and move on from. I brought you here on purpose, and what I am about to reveal is meant specifically for you. Stay with me now. Do not rush, do not skip ahead, and do not let distraction pull you away, because what unfolds next will touch places in your heart you have kept hidden for too long. You have been waiting for a shift, even if you could not name it. This is that moment. Listen closely, stay present, and let every word reach you, because by the end, you will realize that tonight is not ordinary. It is the beginning of something you cannot afford to miss. My child, I want you to slow down for a moment and become aware of something deeper than what your eyes can see. Tonight is not as ordinary as it appears to you. You may be sitting in your home, surrounded by the same walls, the same objects, the same familiar silence or noise that has filled your days. But there is something happening beneath all of that. I am present there with you in a way that you have not fully recognized until now. This is not something loud or overwhelming. It is gentle, almost easy to miss if your heart is distracted, yet it is real and intentional. You have carried many thoughts into your home lately. Some of them you have spoken out loud, and some you have kept hidden even from yourself. I have seen all of it. I have watched how your environment has slowly absorbed your worries, your fatigue, and even your quiet questions about what is ahead for you. Nothing about your situation has been ignored by me. I understand the weight that has settled into your space, and I have not been distant from it. Even when you thought everything around you was just continuing as usual, I was already preparing this moment. There is a shift beginning now, and it is not something you need to force or create. You do not have to earn it or figure it out. I am the one bringing it into your house. It may first touch you in a way that feels subtle, like a calm that does not have a clear explanation. You might notice that your thoughts begin to slow down, or that something inside you feels less tense than before. That is not chriatianmotivation or your imagination. That is me gently stepping into the atmosphere around you and within you at the same time. I know you have been trying to hold things together, sometimes without even realizing how much effort it has taken from you. You have adapted to carrying certain feelings as if they were normal, even when they were never meant to stay with you for so long. Tonight, I am beginning to lift what you have grown used to carrying. I am not doing it in a way that overwhelms you, because I know your heart. I am doing it in a way that allows you to feel safe as things begin to change. You may not be able to explain this moment to anyone else, and that is all right. This is something personal between you and me. I am not asking you to understand every detail of what I am doing. I am simply asking you to stay present and not rush past this. Let your guard come down just enough to notice the difference within you. Let yourself breathe without trying to control what comes next. What is happening tonight is the beginning of something that will unfold step by step. I am not here to disrupt your life in fear or confusion. I am here to bring a quiet order where there has been inner noise. Even if everything around you looks the same, trust that something meaningful has already started. And as you remain open, you will begin to recognize that I have been closer to you than you realized, patiently waiting for this moment to reach your heart in a way you can finally receive. My child, I want you to understand something that you may not have fully allowed yourself to believe. I have been present in your home long before this moment, quietly observing, carefully caring, and holding things together in ways you did not recognize. When you walked from room to room carrying your thoughts, I was aware of every step you took. When you sat in silence, trying to make sense of what you were feeling, I was there with you, not distant, not distracted, but attentive in a way no one else could be. You may have felt at times that your home became heavy, like something unseen was pressing on your peace. You noticed small changes in your mood, moments where you felt restless without a clear reason, or times when even rest did not fully refresh you. I saw that. I understood what was building, even when you could not explain it. Nothing about your experience has been random. There has been a story unfolding inside your space, and I have been watching every detail of it with care. Let yourself accept this truth now. You are not managing your life alone. You have never been left to figure everything out by yourself. Even when you thought you had to hold everything together, I was already supporting you in ways you could not measure. I have been guarding your home more than you realize, allowing only what could shape you while holding back what would have broken you. There were moments that could have gone differently, but I stepped in quietly and redirected what you never saw. Come closer to this understanding. Do not brush it aside as just a comforting thought. Let it settle into you. You matter too much for me to be distant from your life. Every conversation within your home, every silence that followed, every tension you tried to ignore, I was there, not judging you, but understanding you completely. I have seen how you tried to keep things steady even when you felt unsteady inside. Tonight, I want you to recognize my presence in a more real way. Do not overthink it. Just pause where you are. Let your shoulders relax. Allow your breathing to slow down. You do not need to perform or prove anything. I am not asking you to fix your home before I enter it more fully. I'm already there. I have always been there. There is something deeply personal about this moment. I am not speaking to a crowd. I am speaking to you, right where you are. Let that truth reach you without resistance. The same space that has held your worries is now being filled with my awareness, my care, and my intention to bring peace. Stay with me in this. Do not rush away from this realization. You are being watched over with a kind of attention that does not fade, and tonight, I am allowing you to finally feel it. My child, there are things you have carried into your home that you never meant to keep. Some of them arrived quietly, through difficult days, unresolved conversations, or moments when you had to be strong even though you were tired. Over time, those things settled into your space and into your heart, becoming part of your daily life without you fully noticing how much they were affecting you. I see the weight you have been holding. It is not always obvious even to you. It shows up in the way your mind keeps turning over the same thoughts, in the way your body feels tense without a clear reason, and in the way peace sometimes feels just out of reach. You have adapted to carrying this, telling yourself it is just how things are. But I never intended for you to live under that kind of weight. Let me speak to you clearly now. You do not have to keep holding everything you brought into your home. You do not have to carry every disappointment, every worry, every lingering fear as if it belongs to you forever. Some of those things were never meant to stay. They came through your life, but they were not meant to become part of your identity or your environment. Right now, I want you to do something simple. Do not overcomplicate it. Just become aware of what you have been carrying. You do not need to name everything perfectly. Just notice it. Then allow yourself to loosen your grip on it, even slightly. You do not have to push it away forcefully. You only need to stop holding it so tightly. I am here to take what you release. Not in a dramatic way, but in a steady, real way that you can feel over time. As you begin to let go, you may notice a sense of lightness, even if it is small at first. That is how this begins. It does not have to be overwhelming to be real. Stay present with me in this moment. Do not rush back into old patterns of holding everything together by yourself. Let this be different. Let this be a moment where you allow yourself to be supported. You have carried enough on your own. Tonight, I am stepping into that space with you, ready to lift what has been weighing you down, so you can finally begin to feel what it is like to rest again within your own home. My child, I want you to pay close attention to what begins to settle inside you tonight. Do not rush past it. There is a kind of peace that is entering your space, and it may feel unfamiliar at first, not because it is strange, but because you have been living without it for longer than you realize. You have learned how to function even when your thoughts were crowded, even when your heart felt slightly unsettled, and even when rest did not fully reach you. That has become normal to you, but it was never meant to be your constant state. Right now, I am placing a calm within your home and within you that does not depend on your circumstances. It is not tied to everything being solved or everything being perfect. It is deeper than that. You may notice it in small ways at first. Your breathing may feel easier. Your thoughts may slow down without effort. There may be a quiet moment where you realize you are not as tense as you were before. Do not dismiss that. Stay with it. Let it expand without trying to control it. Come, sit with this for a moment. Do not reach for your usual distractions. Do not try to fill the silence. Allow yourself to experience what it feels like when you are not carrying everything at once. This peace is not something you have to chase. I am bringing it to you, placing it where your restlessness used to live. You do not need to question whether you deserve it. You do not need to analyze it. Just receive it. You have been strong for a long time, holding things together in ways that no one else fully understands. But strength does not mean you must remain in tension. Tonight, I am showing you another way, a quieter way, where you can still be steady without being weighed down. Let your guard soften. You are safe to do that here with me. There is something I want you to do right now. Take a slow breath and let it out without rushing. As you do, allow the tightness inside you to loosen, even if only a little. You do not have to force anything to leave. Just stop holding it in place. I will take care of what you release. This peace may feel new, but it is not foreign to you. It is something your soul recognizes, even if your mind is still catching up. Stay open to it. Let it remain without pushing it away. What you are feeling is real, and it is the beginning of a deeper rest that I am restoring within you. My child, as this peace begins to rest within you, do not keep it to yourself, for what I place in you is meant to flow through you like a river that never runs dry. I have said, give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, and I speak this over you now as a living promise. When you sow into this work, you are not giving to man. You are planting seeds into hearts that are crying out for the very peace you are now receiving. This is your moment to become a vessel, to let this calm multiply beyond your own walls and reach souls still lost in unrest. I am stirring something within you, a desire to help, to extend this light, and that stirring is my invitation. Do not ignore it, for tonight is not ordinary. It is an appointed time of sowing and harvest. As you release your seed through Super Thanks membership, with a PayPal link in the description, I will cover you with increase, and your peace will not be taken from you. Now act, and let what I have given you flow forward without delay. My child, there are parts of your home that you rarely think about, not just physically, but emotionally. There are spaces tied to memories, conversations, and moments that left an imprint on you. Some of those places carry quiet reminders of things you have not fully processed. You may walk past them every day without noticing how they still affect you. But I see them clearly, and I have not overlooked any of it. I want you to understand something important. Nothing connected to your life is insignificant to me. Every room you enter, every place you rest, Every corner where you have paused in thought, all of it matters. Your home is not just a structure. It reflects what you have lived through, what you have felt, and what you have carried. And because it matters to you, it matters to me. Tonight, I am moving into those unnoticed areas, not to disturb you, but to bring gentle restoration. There are places within your environment that have held tension, even if you never named it that way. There are memories that quietly shaped how you feel without you realizing it. I'm addressing those things with care, not with force. I want you to do something simple. As you sit where you are, become aware of your surroundings. Look at the space around you without judgment. You do not need to fix anything right now. Just notice it. Let yourself feel present in your own home instead of moving through it automatically. This is where I am meeting you. You may begin to sense a subtle change, not necessarily in how things look, but in how they feel. A space that once felt heavy may feel lighter. A place that once held tension may feel calmer. Do not question it too quickly. Allow it to unfold. I am restoring a sense of ease within your environment so that your home can become a place of true rest again. You have lived through moments in this space that shaped you, some of them beautiful and some of them difficult. I am not erasing your past. I am bringing healing into it so that it no longer weighs on your present. Let me do that for you. Do not resist it. Stay with me in this process. Do not rush to the next thing. This moment is quiet, but it is meaningful. I am present in every part of your home, even the places you have forgotten, and I am gently bringing everything back into a place of peace so that you can feel at ease not just within your walls, but within yourself again. My child, I want you to stop for a moment and truly take in what I am about to say to you. You have spent time in your home feeling as though you were alone, even when everything around you looked normal. There were moments when the silence felt heavier than it should have, and times when you wished someone could understand what was going on inside you without you having to explain it. I have seen those moments clearly, and I have been there with you in every one of them. You may not have sensed my presence the way you expected, and because of that, you started to believe you were carrying everything by yourself. But I have never stepped away from you. I have been close in ways that do not always announce themselves loudly. I have been present in your quiet thoughts, in your pauses, and even in the moments when you felt like no one was paying attention to what you were going through. Tonight, I want you to become aware of that nearness in a way that feels real to you. Do not look for something dramatic. Instead, allow yourself to notice the subtle feeling that you are not as alone as you thought. That sense of being understood without having to speak every detail, that quiet reassurance that begins to rise within you, that is where you will find me. Come closer to this moment. Do not keep your distance emotionally. Let yourself lean into this awareness instead of holding back. You do not need to protect yourself from me. I already know you completely, and I am not here to judge you. I am here to be with you. There is something I want you to do right now. Sit where you are and let your shoulders drop. Release the tension you have been holding in your body without even realizing it. You do not have to hold yourself together so tightly anymore. You are not unsupported. You are not unseen. You are not carrying your life alone. Even in the times when you felt overlooked, I was paying attention. Even when you thought your feelings were too small or too complicated for anyone else to understand, I understood them fully. I have stayed with you through everything, not out of obligation, but out of care that does not fade. Let this truth settle into you. You are not alone in that space. You never were. And tonight, I am allowing you to feel that in a way that brings comfort instead of uncertainty. Stay here for a moment longer. Do not rush away from this realization. Let it become real to you. My child, you have been trying to manage so many things at once, often without even noticing how much pressure you have placed on yourself. You have carried responsibilities, emotions, and expectations that built up slowly over time. You adapted to it, telling yourself that this is just how life works, that you need to keep going no matter how heavy it feels. But I want you to understand something clearly now. Not everything you have been holding requires your effort to fix. Tonight is not about trying harder. It is not about figuring everything out or pushing yourself to change all at once. What I am inviting you into is something different. I am inviting you to release what you have been holding without forcing it. That may feel unfamiliar to you because you are used to solving things through effort, but this moment is not asking that from you. Let me guide you through this gently. Bring your attention to what feels heavy inside you right now. Do not analyze it too deeply. Just notice it. Then allow yourself to loosen your grip on it, even slightly. You do not have to push it away or make it disappear instantly. Just stop holding it as tightly as you have been. I am here to receive what you release. You are not letting things go into emptiness. You are placing them into my care. That is why this does not require strain from you. You are not losing control. You are transferring the weight to someone who can carry it without being overwhelmed. You may begin to feel a subtle shift as you do this. It may not be dramatic, but it will be real. A sense of lightness, a small opening where tension used to sit, a quiet relief that you did not have to create on your own. Stay with that. Do not rush to fill that space again with worry or overthinking. There is no pressure here. You do not need to do this perfectly. Just stay open and allow the process to continue. Let yourself experience what it feels like to not carry everything at once. You have done enough on your own. Tonight, I am showing you that release can happen without struggle. You do not need to force change for it to begin. Simply allow yourself to stop holding on, and I will take care of the rest. My child, I want you to notice something that has been surrounding you for a long time without you fully realizing it. Your home has not only carried physical sounds, but also the quiet noise of your thoughts, your worries, and the tension that built up over days you did not have time to process. A kind of noise does not come from outside. It grows within, and it settles into your space until it begins to feel normal. You learned how to live with it, how to function through it, even how to ignore it at times, but it has still been there, shaping how you feel without asking your permission. Tonight, I am beginning to quiet that noise. Not all at once in a way that overwhelms you, but steadily, gently, like a volume being turned down little by little. You may notice your thoughts becoming less crowded. You may feel a gap between one worry and the next, a space that was not there before. Do not rush to fill that space. Stay with it. Let it remain open. Come closer to this moment. Put aside the need to analyze everything. You do not need to understand why this is happening right now. Just allow it. Sit where you are and listen, not to the sounds around you, but to the absence of what used to feel constant inside your mind. That absence is not emptiness. It is relief. You have been carrying mental weight that kept you from fully resting, even when your body was still. Your thoughts kept moving, circling back to the same concerns, the same questions, the same unresolved feelings. I see how tiring that has been for you. I know how it has affected your peace. That is why I'm stepping in now, not to silence your mind completely, but to bring balance back to it. Let me guide you in this. When you feel a thought trying to pull you back into that noise, do not chase it. Let it pass without following it. You are not losing control by doing this. You are choosing peace instead of pressure. Stay grounded in this quiet that is forming. There is something deeper happening here. I am not only reducing what overwhelms you, I am making room for clarity. When the noise fades, you will begin to see things more clearly, not through fear, but through understanding. You will feel less rushed, less pressured, more steady in how you move forward. Do not resist the shift. Do not return to what drained you out of habit. Stay here with me. Let the quiet settle. This is where your mind begins to rest again, and it is where I will continue to meet you, not in confusion, but in calm that allows you to breathe freely again. My child, as the noise fades and clarity begins to rise within you, understand that I am not only quieting your mind, but preparing you to hear my call more clearly. I have declared, my sheep hear my voice, and now you are hearing me even in the stillness. There are many who are still trapped in the noise, unable to find this quiet that you are beginning to feel, and I am calling you to help reach them. When you give, you become a light in their darkness, a voice of truth cutting through confusion like fire through the night. This is not a small act. It is a divine exchange where your obedience becomes someone else's breakthrough. I am placing this prompting in your spirit now. Do not push it aside or delay it. So through super thanks, step into membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, and watch how I multiply your seed into a harvest of transformed lives. Move now, for the quiet you feel is the place where obedience must rise. My child, there have been moments when you felt that something in your life, and even within your home, was slightly out of place. You could not always explain it clearly. It was not always visible, and no one else may have noticed it, but you felt it. A sense that things were not flowing as they should, that something was just not aligned. You carried that feeling quietly, trying to adjust to it instead of addressing it, because you did not know where to begin. I want you to understand that I noticed it too. I saw the small disruptions, the emotional imbalance, the way certain things seemed to shift just enough to make you feel unsettled. None of that was invisible to me. I have been watching closely, not ignoring it, but waiting for the right moment to begin restoring what has been out of place. Tonight, that restoration is beginning. It is not a sudden overhaul. It is a careful, intentional realignment. I am bringing things back into order, not by forcing change, but by guiding it into place in a way that feels natural to you. You may start to sense that certain tensions are easing, that situations feel less complicated than they did before, or that your reactions are becoming calmer without you trying to control them. Stay aware of these changes. Do not dismiss them as small or insignificant. What feels subtle now is part of something larger that is unfolding. I am working in layers, restoring what was affected piece by piece so that it holds, not just temporarily, but in a lasting way. I want you to take a moment and reflect on what has felt off to you recently. Do not overthink it. Just acknowledge it honestly. Then allow yourself to release the need to fix it immediately. You are not responsible for restoring everything on your own. That is where I am stepping in. Trust what is happening, even if you cannot see the full picture yet. You do not need to have all the answers right now. You only need to stay open to the process. I am aligning what has drifted, steadying what has been unstable, and bringing a sense of rightness back into your space. Remain with me in this. Do not rush ahead. Let the restoration continue at its pace. What once felt uncertain will begin to feel settled again, and you will recognize that this change did not come from pressure or force, but from a quiet, steady presence working within your life, bringing everything back into a place of peace where you can finally feel at ease again. My child, before anything around you begins to visibly change, I want you to understand where my work truly begins. It starts within you. Not in your circumstances, not in the external details you often focus on, but in the quiet, inner place where your thoughts and feelings meet. That is where you will first recognize what I am doing tonight. It will not come as a loud announcement. It will come as a shift in how you feel, in how you respond, in how your heart carries what once felt heavy. You may begin to notice that something inside you feels steadier. Situations that would normally stir up tension might not affect you the same way. Thoughts that used to linger may pass more quickly. There will be a subtle difference, and I want you to pay attention to it. Do not overlook it. Do not explain it away. This is where you begin to see that something real is happening. Focus inward for a moment. Let your attention move away from everything around you and settle on what is happening within you. You do not need to force any feeling. Just observe. Notice how your heart responds right now. And notice if there is even a small sense of calm, a slight easing of pressure, a quiet reassurance that was not there before. That is where I am working first. You have spent a long time reacting to what happens around you, adjusting yourself to circumstances that were not always stable. That has shaped how you feel and how you think. But tonight, I am shifting that pattern. I am strengthening something within you so that your peace does not depend entirely on what is happening outside of you. Let yourself accept this change. Do not resist it because it feels unfamiliar. Growth often feels new at the beginning, but that does not make it uncertain. You are being guided into a steadiness that will remain with you even as other things continue to change. I want you to stay present with this. Do not rush ahead or look for immediate outward results. What is happening inside you is the foundation for everything that will follow. When your heart becomes steady, your decisions become clearer. When your inner world is calm, your outer world begins to reflect that calm over time. You are not imagining this shift. It is real, and it is intentional. I am restoring something within you that has been worn down, and I am doing it carefully so that it lasts. Stay with me in this process. Let your heart receive what I am placing there, because this is where your transformation begins. My child, there is something I want to bring into your awareness gently. You have been carrying a weight that you could not fully describe. It did not always have clear words, and you may not have been able to explain it even if someone asked you directly. It was just there, present in your thoughts, in your body, in the way you moved through your days. You felt it, but you could not define it. I know exactly what that weight is. I have seen how it formed, how it grew over time, and how it settled into your life without asking your permission. It came from moments you did not fully process, from emotions you set aside because you needed to keep going, and from questions that never found clear answers. All of that combined into something you carried quietly. You may have told yourself that it was just stress, or that it would pass on its own, but it stayed longer than you expected. It influenced how you felt even on days when nothing seemed wrong. It made rest harder, clarity more distant, and peace something that felt just out of reach. I saw all of that, and I never dismissed it. Now I want you to do something with me. Do not try to figure everything out at once. Just acknowledge that this weight exists. You do not need to label it perfectly. You only need to stop pretending it is not there. That honesty is the beginning of release. Bring your attention to how you feel right now. Notice any tension, any heaviness, any lingering discomfort that you have been ignoring. Do not push it away. Just recognize it. Then, instead of holding on to it, allow yourself to loosen your grip. You are not being asked to solve it. You are being invited to release it. I am here to take what you cannot carry anymore. You do not need to understand every part of it for me to handle it. I already know. As you begin to let go, even slightly, you may feel a change. It may be small at first, but it will be real. A sense of relief, a lightness that was not there before, a quiet easing within you. Stay with that feeling. Do not rush to fill the space it creates. Let it remain open. That space is where I will continue to work, bringing healing into places that have been closed off for too long. You have carried enough without answers. Tonight, you do not need to carry it anymore. Let me take it from you, and allow yourself to experience what it feels like when that unnamed weight begins to lift, leaving room for something lighter, something clearer, something that brings you back to yourself again. My child, before anything around you begins to visibly change, I want you to understand where my work truly begins. It starts within you. Not in your circumstances, not in the external details you often focus on, but in the quiet, inner place where your thoughts and feelings meet. That is where you will first recognize what I am doing tonight. It will not come as a loud announcement. It will come as a shift in how you feel, in how you respond, in how your heart carries what once felt heavy. You may begin to notice that something inside you feels steadier. Situations that would normally stir up tension might not affect you the same way. Thoughts that used to linger may pass more quickly. There will be a subtle difference, and I want you to pay attention to it. Do not overlook it. Do not explain it away. This is where you begin to see that something real is happening. Focus inward for a moment. Let your attention move away from everything around you and settle on what is happening within you. You do not need to force any feeling. Just observe. Notice how your heart responds right now. And notice if there is even a small sense of calm, a slight easing of pressure, a quiet reassurance that was not there before. That is where I am working first. You have spent a long time reacting to what happens around you, adjusting yourself to circumstances that were not always stable. That has shaped how you feel and how you think. But tonight, I am shifting that pattern. I am strengthening something within you so that your peace does not depend entirely on what is happening outside of you. Let yourself accept this change. Do not resist it because it feels unfamiliar. Growth often feels new at the beginning, but that does not make it uncertain. You are being guided into a steadiness that will remain with you even as other things continue to change. I want you to stay present with this. Do not rush ahead or look for immediate outward results. What is happening inside you is the foundation for everything that will follow. When your heart becomes steady, your decisions become clearer. When your inner world is calm, your outer world begins to reflect that calm over time. You are not imagining this shift. It is real, and it is intentional. I am restoring something within you that has been worn down, and I am doing it carefully so that it lasts. Stay with me in this process. Let your heart receive what I am placing there, because this is where your transformation begins. My child, there is something I want to bring into your awareness gently. You have been carrying a weight that you could not fully describe. It did not always have clear words, and you may not have been able to explain it even if someone asked you directly. It was just there, present in your thoughts, in your body, in the way you moved through your days. You felt it, but you could not define it. I know exactly what that weight is. I have seen how it formed, how it grew over time, and how it settled into your life without asking your permission. It came from moments you did not fully process, from emotions you set aside because you needed to keep going, and from questions that never found clear answers. All of that combined into something you carried quietly. You may have told yourself that it was just stress, or that it would pass on its own, but it stayed longer than you expected. It influenced how you felt even on days when nothing seemed wrong. It made rest harder, clarity more distant, and peace something that felt just out of reach. I saw all of that, and I never dismissed it. Now I want you to do something with me. Do not try to figure everything out at once. Just acknowledge that this weight exists. You do not need to label it perfectly. You only need to stop pretending it is not there. That honesty is the beginning of release. Bring your attention to how you feel right now. Notice any tension, any heaviness, any lingering discomfort that you have been ignoring. Do not push it away. Just recognize it. Then, instead of holding onto it, allow yourself to loosen your grip. You are not being asked to solve it. You are being invited to release it. I am here to take what you cannot carry anymore. You do not need to understand every part of it for me to handle it. I already know. As you begin to let go, even slightly, you may feel a change. It may be small at first, but it will be real. A sense of relief, a lightness that was not there before, a quiet easing within you. Stay with that feeling. Do not rush to fill the space it creates. Let it remain open. This space is where I will continue to work, bringing healing into places that have been closed off for too long. You have carried enough without answers. Tonight, you do not need to carry it anymore. Let me take it from you, and allow yourself to experience what it feels like when that unnamed weight begins to lift, leaving room for something lighter, something clearer, something that brings you back to yourself again. My child, I want you to become aware of something that has been quietly surrounding you, even when you did not think about it. There is a covering over your home tonight, not something you can see with your eyes, but something you can begin to sense if you allow yourself to be still. It is not heavy, it is not overwhelming, and it does not bring fear. It brings a calm kind of security, the kind that settles into your heart without needing to announce itself loudly. You have gone through moments where you felt exposed, where you wondered if things around you were stable, where your thoughts drifted into uncertainty about what could happen next. I saw those moments. I understood the uneasiness that came with them. But I never left you unguarded. Even when you were unaware, I was already placing boundaries around what could reach you and what could not. Tonight, I want you to recognize that protection in a more personal way. Do not imagine it as something distant or abstract. It is close, surrounding you in the space where you are right now. Sit where you are and let yourself feel that sense of being held safely. You do not need to search for danger. You do not need to stay alert in fear. You are allowed to rest. Come, release the tension that makes you feel like you always need to be prepared for something to go wrong. That constant readiness has worn you down more than you realize. You have been carrying a quiet expectation that something might disrupt your peace, and it has kept you from fully relaxing even in your own home. I am removing that expectation tonight. Let me take that place of watchfulness for you. You do not need to stand guard over everything in your life. I am doing that in ways you cannot always see. Trust this. Do not question it immediately. Just allow yourself to experience what it feels like when you are not carrying that responsibility. You may begin to notice a sense of ease, a feeling that you can breathe more freely without scanning for what might go wrong. Stay with that feeling. It is not temporary comfort. It is a sign of something real that I am establishing around you. There is nothing entering your space tonight without passing through my awareness. That truth is not meant to control you, but to free you. You are not vulnerable in the way you once believed. You are being cared for with attention that does not drift. Say here with me. Let this sense of protection settle deeply within you. You do not need to rush back into worry. You are safe to rest, safe to breathe, and safe to let your guard down in a way that brings true peace into your home. My child, as you rest within this covering of protection, know that I am not only guarding you, but inviting you to extend that covering to others. I have said, the one who sows generously will also reap generously, and this truth stands over you even now. There are souls who feel exposed, unguarded, and weary, and through your giving, I will place a shield around them just as I have done for you tonight. This is how my kingdom moves, through willing hearts that respond when I whisper, not when it is convenient. I am speaking to you directly. What you release in faith becomes protection, provision, and peace for many you may never meet. Do not hesitate, for hesitation weakens the moment I have set before you. Step forward through super thanks, join in membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, and I will establish a greater covering over your life in return. Act now, and let your obedience become someone else's safety. My child, I can feel the way your mind sometimes moves when something begins to feel different. You are not unfamiliar with change, but you have learned to approach it with caution, sometimes even with quiet fear. When something shifts, especially in ways you cannot fully explain, your first instinct may be to question it or to protect yourself from it. I understand why you feel that way, but I want to speak clearly to you now. What is happening tonight is not something you need to fear. I am not bringing confusion into your life. I am not introducing anything that will disturb your peace. What I am doing is removing what has been disturbing you for a long time. There is a difference, and I want you to recognize it. You may feel unfamiliar sensations, a different kind of stillness, or a quiet awareness that something is changing. Do not let your thoughts turn into worry. Stay present instead. Let yourself experience it without trying to control it. You are not losing control. You are stepping into a place where you no longer need to control everything. Come closer to this moment. Do not pull away from it. Let your guard soften instead of tightening. You have spent enough time preparing yourself for what could go wrong. Tonight, I am inviting you to experience what it feels like when things begin to go right in a way that does not require your constant effort. I want you to do something simple. Notice your breathing again. Let it slow down naturally. As you breathe, allow any fear that tries to rise to settle instead of grow. You do not need to push it away forcefully. Just do not give it your attention. Let it pass. You are safe in this moment. You are not being led into something uncertain. You are being guided into something steady. Trust that. Even if your mind tries to question it, your heart will begin to recognize the difference. There is nothing here that is meant to harm you. Everything I am doing is for your restoration, your peace, and your well-being. Stay with me. Do not step back into fear out of habit. Let yourself remain in this calm, and you will begin to understand that what you once approached with caution is actually the very thing that is bringing you back into a place of rest. My child, there is something deeper happening in your home tonight that goes beyond what you can see or touch. Every place you live in carries more than furniture and walls. It carries what has been spoken, what has been felt, and what has been silently endured. Over time, those things settle into the atmosphere around you, shaping how your space feels even when nothing outward has changed. You may not have thought about it this way, but you have felt it. You have walked into your own home and sensed when something felt heavy, even if you could not explain why. I am addressing it tonight. I am not rearranging your home in a physical way. I am resetting what has been built up within it. The tension that lingered, the quiet stress that settled into your environment, the emotional weight that followed you from one room to another. I am lifting it. Not suddenly, not forcefully, but steadily, in a way that allows your space to breathe again. Come, take a moment and sit where you are. Do not move quickly. Do not distract yourself. Let your awareness rest in your surroundings. Feel the difference, even if it is slight. You may notice that the space around you feels calmer, less crowded in a way that is hard to describe. That is not your imagination. That is the shift taking place. You have lived in this environment while carrying things that did not belong here permanently. Stress, disappointment, and unspoken thoughts left their mark. But I am not leaving your home in that condition. I'm bringing it back into a place where peace can exist without being pushed aside. Let yourself accept this change. Do not rush to fill the space with old patterns. Do not return to the habits that kept you tense. Instead, stay present. Allow the calm to settle into every part of your home, not just around you, but within you as well. There is a quiet order being restored. You may not see it fully yet, but you will begin to feel it more clearly as you remain open. Your home is becoming a place where you can rest again, not just physically, but emotionally. That matters more than you realize. Stay here with me. Let this reset continue. You do not need to control it. You only need to allow it. What I am doing now is creating an environment where you can finally feel at ease, where your thoughts are not constantly pulled in different directions, and where your presence feels lighter. This is not temporary. This is the beginning of a deeper change that will continue to unfold within your space. My child, I know how difficult it has been for you to truly rest. You may have laid down your body, closed your eyes, and tried to be still, yet your mind kept moving. Thoughts continued, concerns lingered, and even in moments meant for rest, something inside you remained active. That has been exhausting for you, even if you have grown used to it. Tonight, I am changing that. Not by forcing your mind into silence, but by easing what hath been keeping it active for so long. Rest is not something you should have to fight for. It is something that should come naturally when your heart and mind are no longer carrying unnecessary weight. Come, prepare yourself to receive this. Do not approach rest as something you need to achieve. Let it come to you. Sit or lie down comfortably. Let your body relax without holding tension. You do not need to solve anything before you rest. You do not need to finish every thought. Give yourself permission to pause without conditions. As you do this, you may begin to notice that your thoughts are not as persistent. They may come, but they will not stay as long. Your body may feel heavier in a good way, as if it is finally letting go of the need to stay alert. That is part of what I am doing for you. You have carried responsibilities that made you feel like you could not fully relax. Even when you had the chance to rest, part of you stayed ready, as if you needed to respond to something at any moment. I am lifting that from you. You are allowed to rest without being on guard. Stay with this feeling. Do not interrupt it by returning to worry. If your mind tries to pull you back, gently let it go. You do not need to follow every thought. You are safe to remain still. There is a deeper kind of rest being restored to you, one that reaches beyond your body and into your mind and heart. This is where true renewal begins. You will wake feeling different, not because everything around you changed instantly, but because something within you has been given space to recover. Let this happen. Do not resist it. Tonight is not just another night. It is a moment where your rest is being restored in a way that allows you to move forward with more clarity, more strength, and a deeper sense of peace that stays with you beyond this moment. My child, I want you to understand something that may feel simple, yet it carries more meaning than you realize. You do not need to change your love and your condition or your situation for me to read you. You do not need to become a different version of yourself before I come closer. I am meeting you exactly where you are, in your home, in your current state, in the middle of everything you have been feeling and carrying. Nothing about your present moment disqualifies you from my presence. You may have believed, even quietly, that you needed to prepare yourself first to fix certain things, or to feel more stable before you could truly experience me. But that is not how I come to you. I step into your reality as it is, not as you think it should be. I see you fully, without expecting you to hide anything or present yourself differently. Come, let yourself be seen without resistance. Do not try to adjust yourself in this moment. Do not try to clean up your thoughts or organize your feelings before you allow me in. I am already here. I am not waiting outside for you to become ready. I have already stepped into your space because I know this is where you need me most. There is something I want you to do. Stay where you are, physically and emotionally. Do not run ahead in your mind. Do not go back into what has already happened. Just remain present. Let yourself feel what it is like to be met without conditions. This is not about performance. It is about connection. You have spent time trying to reach clarity on your own, trying to understand everything before moving forward. But tonight, I am not asking you to figure everything out. I am asking you to stay. Stay with me in this moment. Stay with the awareness that you are not being asked to become someone else in order to receive peace. There is a kind of relief that comes when you realize you do not have to strive to be accepted. You do not have to prove your worth to me. You do not have to meet a standard before I draw near. I am already close, and I am choosing to meet you right here. Let this truth settle into you. Do not rush past it. This moment matters because it is real, not because it is perfect. And as you remain here, you will begin to feel that my presence is not distant, not conditional, but steady and near, reaching you exactly where you are. My child, just as I have reached you where you are, I desire to reach others through you, without delay, without condition. I have spoken, freely you have received, freely give, and this word is alive in this very moment. You did not earn this peace, this presence, or this connection, and neither will those who are waiting to encounter it through your obedience. I am placing a divine opportunity before you right now, not tomorrow, not later, but in this exact moment. When you give, you align yourself with my movement, becoming a channel through which my presence enters homes, hearts, and lives across the world. Do not wait until you feel more ready, for readiness is found in obedience, not in perfection. So through super thanks, stand with this mission through membership, or give through the PayPal link in the description, and I will meet you again with even greater measure. Step forward now, exactly as you are, and do what I am calling you to do. My child, there are things in your life that you have slowly accepted as unchangeable. You may not have said it out loud, but deep inside, you began to believe that certain feelings, certain situations, or certain patterns would always remain the same. Over time, that belief settled into you, and you adjusted your expectations around it. You learned to live with what felt fixed, even when it weighed on you. I want to speak clearly to you now. What you thought was permanent is not as fixed as you believed. Just because something has been present for a long time does not mean it is meant to stay forever. Time can make things feel unmovable, but it does not define what is possible. You may have looked at parts of your life and quietly decided, this is just how it is. You stopped expecting change in certain areas because you did not want to be disappointed again. I understand why you did that. You were protecting yourself from hope that felt uncertain. But tonight, I am asking you to reconsider that belief. Come, open your mind just enough to allow the possibility of change. You do not need to force yourself to believe everything will shift instantly. Just stop closing the door completely. Let there be space for something new to enter. Here is movement beginning, even if you cannot see it fully yet. Situations that felt stuck are not as still as they appear. patterns that seemed unbreakable are already beginning to loosen. This is not something you need to create on your own. I am working within it, gradually, carefully, in a way that brings lasting change instead of temporary relief. I want you to do something with me. Think about one thing you believed would never change. Do not overthink it. Just bring it to mind. Now, instead of holding onto that belief tightly, allow yourself to release it slightly. You do not need to replace it with certainty. Just let go of the idea that it is fixed forever. Stay open to what I am doing. Do not rush to judge the process based on what you see immediately. Change often begins quietly before it becomes visible. You are in the early part of that shift. You are not stuck the way you thought you were. Your life is not locked into the patterns you have known. What feels permanent right now is already being touched by something that is beginning to move it in a different direction. Remain with me in this. Let your perspective adjust slowly. What you once accepted as unchangeable will begin to show signs of movement, and when it does, you will recognize that this moment, right here, was where that change quietly began. My child, I want you to let this truth come closer to you than it ever has before. You are being cared for in ways that go far beyond what you can see or measure. This is not a distant kind of care, not something general or vague. It is personal, specific, and constant. It reaches into the details of your life, into the moments you think are too small to matter, and into the struggles you have not fully shared with anyone. You have wondered at times if anyone truly understands what you carry. You have questioned whether your needs are seen or if your emotions are too complicated to be held by someone else. I want you to set those doubts down for a moment. Do not hold on to them while you listen. Let them rest, even briefly, and allow yourself to consider something different. I see you completely. Not just the parts you show to others, but the parts you keep hidden. I see the effort you put into getting through your days. I see the quiet strength it takes for you to keep moving forward even when you feel worn down. None of that is overlooked. None of it is taken lightly. Come closer to this understanding. You are not being cared for in a distant, passive way. I am actively involved in your life. I am attentive to what affects you. I am aware of what you need, even when you do not express it clearly. This is not something that fades or weakens over time. My care for you remains steady. I want you to do something simple now. Let your shoulders relax again. Let your breathing slow. As you do, allow yourself to feel what it is like to not be overlooked. You do not need to earn attention here. You already have it. There have been moments when you felt like you had to carry everything on your own because you believed no one else would step in. That belief has shaped how you approach your life. But tonight, I am showing you that you are not as alone in your responsibility as you thought. Stay with this awareness. Do not rush away from it. Let it settle deeper into you. You are being supported, even in ways you cannot fully track. You are being guided, even when the path is not fully clear to you. This care is not temporary. It is not something that appears only when things are easy. It remains with you in every condition, in every moment. And as you begin to recognize it more clearly, you will find that you no longer feel the same pressure to hold everything together by yourself. Remain here with me. Let yourself receive this without questioning it away. You are being cared for more deeply than you have allowed yourself to believe. My child, I want you to pause and truly consider the weight of this moment. Tonight is not just another passing part of your life. It is not something to move through quickly or to forget as soon as it ends. There is intention in what is happening right now. There is meaning in the stillness you are experiencing, even if it feels quiet and simple on the surface. You may have gone through many days that felt ordinary, where nothing seemed to stand out, where time moved forward without anything clearly shifting. But this moment is different. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is intentional. I have brought you into this space of awareness for a reason. Do not rush past it. Do not treat it as something small. Stay with it. Let yourself fully be here instead of letting your mind move ahead to what comes next. This is where something important is unfolding, even if it is happening quietly. I want you to do something with me. Set aside the need to understand everything immediately. You do not need to see the full outcome right now. Instead, focus on what you are experiencing in this moment. The calm, the shift, the awareness that something is different. That is where the purpose begins. There are moments in your life that act as turning points, not because they are loud, but because they change something within you that affects everything after. This is one of those moments. It may not look significant from the outside, but it carries more weight than you realize. You have asked for clarity, for direction, for something to shift. Tonight is part of that answer. It may not come in the way you expected, but it is real. It is happening in a way that will unfold gradually, step by step, as you remain open to it. Stay present. Do not let distraction pull you away from what is taking place. This is not a moment to overlook. It is a moment to receive. As you continue from here, you will begin to see that what started quietly tonight will begin to show itself more clearly in your life. But for now, remain here. Let the purpose of this moment settle into you. Let it shape how you move forward. You are not here by accident. This night carries intention for you, and as you stay open to it, you will recognize that something meaningful has already begun, something that will continue to unfold in ways that bring you closer to the peace and clarity you have been seeking. My child, as this moment continues to unfold around you, I want you to hold on to something very simple, yet deeply important. Do not close yourself off from what you are beginning to feel. You have spent so much time protecting your heart, learning how to manage your emotions, and sometimes even pushing things aside just to keep moving forward. I helped you endure, but tonight is not about enduring. Tonight is about allowing. Stay open. Let your guard soften just enough to receive what is happening within you. You do not need to understand every part of it. You do not need to explain it or define it. What you are experiencing is not meant to be analyzed first. It is meant to be felt. There is a difference, and I want you to recognize it. Come, lean into this moment instead of holding back from it. If you sense calm, let it remain. If you feel a quiet shift inside you, do not question it away. If there is a sense of relief, even a small one, let it grow without interrupting it. You are not imagining this. You are responding to something real, something that has been waiting for you to become still enough to notice. I want you to do something with me now. Take a slow breath, and as you do, let your body relax again. Do not rush the moment. Stay present. Let yourself feel what it is like to not resist what is good for you. You do not have to protect yourself from peace. You are allowed to receive it. There have been times when you felt something begin to change, but you pulled back because it felt unfamiliar. You returned to what you knew, even if it was heavy, because it felt predictable. But tonight, I am asking you to stay. Do not step away from this just because it feels new. What is new is not always uncertain. Sometimes it is the beginning of what you have needed all along. Remain open, even after this moment passes. Carry this awareness with you. Let it continue to shape how you move, how you think, and how you respond to what comes next. You do not need to force anything to continue. Just do not close the door on it. I am with you, closer than you have realized, And what has begun tonight does not end here. It continues as long as you remain open to it. So stay, my child. Stay aware. Stay receptive. Let your heart receive what it has been waiting for, because this is not just a moment you experienced. This is the beginning of something that will quietly stay with you, growing in a way that brings you back to a place of peace, clarity, and rest that you no longer have to search for. My child, as you remain open to what you feel, do not close your hand when I am asking you to open it. What has begun in you tonight is not meant to end here. It is meant to multiply like seed in fertile ground. I have declared, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest will not cease, and I am calling you into that divine flow right now. The same openness that allows you to receive my peace is the openness that allows you to give and release it into the lives of others. This is your moment to respond, to move beyond feeling into action, to let your faith become visible. I am inviting you, yes, you, to partner with me in spreading this word to those still searching, still hurting, still waiting. Give through super thanks. Join as a member, or sow through the PayPal link in the description, and I will breathe upon your seed, causing it to grow beyond what you can imagine. Do not close this moment. Act now, and let the flow continue. My child, do not let this moment pass quietly as if it meant nothing. What has begun in your house tonight is real, and I want you to seal it with your own voice. Go now and write, "Peace has entered my house tonight," as a declaration of what you are receiving. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink it. Your words are in agreement with what I am doing in your life. As you write it, believe that this shift is not temporary but the beginning of something lasting. Stay with me, and let this moment mark the night everything started to change for you. Because the moment you begin to believe that my peace can truly rest over your life, your heart starts opening to a deeper kind of healing. So much of your time has been spent surviving tension, carrying silent stress, and trying to hold everything together for everyone around you. You have become so used to chaos that peace almost feels unfamiliar to you now. But tonight, I want you to notice something different. I am not bringing you a temporary feeling that disappears by morning. I am inviting you into my presence, where peace settles deeply into the atmosphere around you and begins changing things from the inside out. The heaviness you carried into this night does not have to follow you forever. Before you even fully understand what I am doing, I am already moving gently through the places in your heart and home that have been burdened for far too long. So become still with me now and pay attention to what your spirit is beginning to sense. My child, I want you to stop for a second and just listen. You feel that? There is a subtle shift in the air right now. A quiet change in the atmosphere of your room that you might have almost missed because you were so busy with the noise of the day. I am here. I have stepped across the threshold of your home because I heard your heart calling out to me, even in the moments when you did have the words to say. You have spent your whole day carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and I have watched you struggle under the pressure of your job, the fear of what tomorrow might bring, and that nagging feeling that you are being overlooked by everyone around you. But I am not overlooking you. I see you. I see the real you, not the version you show the world, but the one who is tired and looking for a place to finally rest. Open the door of your heart to me right now. I am not a stranger or a guest who needs to be entertained. I am your Father, and I am personally involved in every single detail of your life. I want you to recognize my presence in this very moment. It starts as a gentle warmth, a soft hush that begins to settle over the rooms of your house. You might be sitting on your bed or standing in your kitchen, but wherever you are, that space is becoming holy because I am there. Invite me into your most private spaces, into the corners of your mind where you hide your deepest worries, and into the rooms where you feel the most alone. I am moving into those spaces now. I am pushing out the shadows of your long day. Every bit of stress, every ounce of exhaustion, and every dark thought that tried to follow you home must move out because my light is moving in. Prepare your heart to receive me, not as a sermon or an idea, but as your King who loves you more than you can understand. This preparation isn't about being perfect, it's about being open. You don't have to clean up your life or fix your problems before I come in. Just give me your yes. Command your soul to be still and witness what I am doing in your house tonight. Your home is no longer just a building of wood and stone. It is now a sanctuary of my grace. I am saturating the walls with my peace. I am soaking the floorboards with my love. You can breathe easily now because the one who created the stars is standing in your hallway, watching over you with deep compassion and a wisdom that knows exactly what you need. Feel the immediate peace that follows my entry into your dwelling. It is a grounded, real peace that sinks deep into your bones. Do you feel that knot in your stomach? The tight feeling of what if and how will I survive? That isn't from me. Let's undo it together right now. I invite you to let go of the steering wheel. You have been trying to drive your life through a storm, but I am the master of the storm. When I walk into a room, the wind has to stop. The waves have to lie down. Tonight, in your house, I am commanding the chaos to cease. I am declaring that this night will be different. You are cherished, you are known, and you are finally safe. My presence is your shield, and my love is your home. Rest in me, for I am here, and I am never leaving. Look down at the threshold of your front door. Stand there for just a moment and deeply consider what you brought inside with you today. I am not just talking about the physical dust on your shoes, the briefcase in your hand, or the deep tiredness aching in your muscles. I am looking directly at the unseen burdens that have lingered in your family line for generations. I see the heavy, invisible chains of anxiety that your mother carried and her mother before her. I see the quick, explosive anger or the deep-seated fear of poverty that your father handed down to you like a broken, fragile family heirloom. My beloved child, you have been dragging these heavy chains across your living room carpet, quietly accepting them and thinking they are just a normal part of who you are. But I tell you tonight, they end right here. They stop at this very door. Release your tight grip on that inherited pain right now. I command the destructive cycles of worry and the generational habits of defeat to break completely under the weight of my glory. Listen closely with your spiritual ears. Do you hear that resounding crack in the atmosphere? It is the sound of ancient, rusty links snapping in two. My divine power is moving swiftly through your lineage right now, shattering the chains of past mistakes that you thought you were destined to repeat forever. You do not have to live under the dark shadow of what your ancestors did wrong. You do not have to repeat the failures, the divorces, or the financial ruins that haunted your parents. I am declaring a brand new, clean, and radiant spiritual heritage for you and for everyone who sleeps under this roof tonight. Breathe in deeply. Draw the air into your lungs and notice how incredibly light it feels. I am actively cleansing the air in your home from every single word of discouragement and defeat that has ever been spoken within these walls. Every harsh sentence yelled in a heated moment of frustration, every silent, bitter tear of hopelessness shed in the dark, every muttered complaint about never having enough to pay the bills, I am sweeping them all out the door right now. I am purifying the very atmosphere of your living room, your kitchen, and your hallways. Where there was once a heavy, suffocating cloud of domestic tension, I am planting the fresh, life-giving breeze of my Holy Spirit. Step forward and boldly claim this space as your own. I am replacing the old, lingering curses of limitation with the eternal, immovable weight of my divine blessing. From this night forward, your house is a designated place of generational wealth, not just in your bank account, but in profound peace, in unspeakable joy, and in unwavering faith. I promise you, the struggles of the past have entirely lost their grip on your future. I am placing a new, permanent seal of protection over your household. Rejoice in this ultimate, breathtaking freedom. Realize and accept that the past no longer holds a key to your house. Yesterday cannot walk in uninvited anymore. The old fears, the familiar guilts, and the lingering shame cannot unlock your door and sit on your couch to torment your mind. I have changed the spiritual locks, and I hold the only master key. I am the fierce keeper of your dwelling, and I dictate exactly who and what is allowed to cross your threshold. You are entirely safe, deeply loved, and completely free to start a new, beautiful legacy of grace, and it begins this very night. Look at your hands. They are no longer bound. Look at your future. It is no longer restricted. Embrace this massive liberation, my precious one, because the generational shift you have prayed for is happening right now, right here, in your very own home. Come and sit down in your favorite chair. Let your tense shoulders drop, uncross your arms, and simply rest. I know exactly how loud it has been inside your head today. I hear the relentless echoes of anxiety that have resonated through your mind since you woke up. The pressure from your boss, the unpredictable changes in the economy, the underlying worries about your children's future, and the endless mental to-do list that never seems to shrink. It feels like a violent hurricane spinning right behind your eyes. But I command that storm to be still. I am stepping into the center of your emotional whirlwind right now, and I am silencing the overwhelming noise. Close your eyes and feel the gentle shift in the room. I am moving softly down the hallway of your home right now, placing my calming hand over the restless minds of your loved ones. Where there is tossing and turning, I bring deep settling. Where there is racing thought, I bring a quiet, steady rhythm. I see how you have worn a spirit of heaviness like a thick, wet winter coat all day long. Take off that heavy garment of stress and despair. I am wrapping you instead in a warm, light garment of praise and profound comfort. You do not have to carry the emotional weight of your entire family on your own shoulders anymore. Give it to me. I am strong enough to hold your family together when you feel like you are falling apart. Watch as the heavy fog of confusion abruptly departs from your house. I know you have been second-guessing your decisions lately, wondering if you are doing a good enough job as a parent, a partner, or a provider. That creeping doubt is a thief, and I am kicking it out of your home tonight. In its place, I am ushering in a crystal-clear arrival of my divine clarity. You will know exactly what to do when tomorrow comes. But for tonight, your only job is to let my presence wash over your tired mind. Let my love act as a heavy, unmovable anchor in the midst of your daily domestic trials. Let my peace flow into the strained relationships under this roof. I am actively cooling the hot tempers that flared up over dinner. I am softening the hardened, stubborn hearts that cause doors to slam and voices to raise. I know the frustration of feeling misunderstood in your own house, the quiet loneliness that can exist even when you are sitting right next to someone on the sofa. I am bridging those silent gaps tonight. I am pouring the oil of unity over the friction in your relationships. Breathe out your frustration. Exhale your disappointment. I promise you that the atmosphere of your home is shifting from a battlefield of egos into a sanctuary of emotional rest. You do not have to fight to be heard or understood tonight, because I hear you completely, and I understand the deepest cries of your heart. Allow my emotional stillness to quiet the rapid beating of your anxious heart. Rest in the absolute certainty that I am managing the details you cannot control, The storm has passed, my beloved. The waters are glass. Sleep in the profound quietness of my enduring, perfect peace. Walk with me to the window and look out into the dark night. I know the world outside can feel dangerous, chaotic, and terrifyingly unpredictable. You lock your doors, you check the alarms, and you do everything you can to keep the bad news from the television from spilling into your living room. But I want you to know that it is not a deadbolt or a piece of technology that is keeping you truly safe tonight. Open your spiritual eyes and visualize what is happening right on your property line. I have deployed my celestial warriors, massive beings of light and unyielding power, and they are taking their stations at every single window and door of your house. Stand tall and confident, because you are currently surrounded by an impenetrable shield of divine fire. My presence forms a solid wall around your property that nothing malicious can cross. I see the specific fears that try to creep in when the sun goes down. The fear of sickness entering your home, the fear of financial ruin breaking in, the fear of harm coming to the people you love more than life itself. I command those fears to leave you immediately. Listen to my voice and believe my eternal promise. No weapon formed against your household shall find its mark tonight. Every arrow of the enemy, every plot of destruction, and every whisper of disaster is disintegrating the moment it hits the edge of my glory surrounding your home. Release your desperate need to control everything. You can finally stop standing guard over your own life. The Creator of the universe is your personal night watchman. I do not slumber, and I do not sleep. While your eyes are closed, mine are wide open, scanning the horizon, neutralizing threats before they even begin to form. You are perfectly secure. I am providing you with absolute protection from the terrors of the night, the sudden panics, the nightmares, and the deep, dark dread that sometimes grips your chest at 2:00 a.m. Those terrors have no legal right to operate in a house guarded by the King of Kings. Feel the tension leave your jaw and your clenched fists. Experience the profound peace of mind that allows for deep, fearless vulnerability. You do not have to sleep with one eye open anymore. You can completely let down your guard, knowing that you are cradled in the hands of the Almighty. I am standing between you and anything that wishes to do you harm. I am blocking the spiritual attacks, the mental assaults, and the physical dangers. Embrace this incredible security. Lie down in your bed knowing that you are the most protected person on the earth tonight. Your home is a fortress of light in a dark world. Let the reality of my angelic guard give you a rest so deep and so profound that it heals you. You are defended. You are shielded. You are cherished. No intruder of sickness, no thief of joy, and no spirit of fear can step foot on this holy ground. Rest easy, my precious child. The watch hath been set, the gates are secured, and all is perfectly, beautifully well. Lie down in your bed and pull the covers up around you. Take a slow, deep breath and let your body sink completely into the mattress. I see the physical toll this day, this week, and this year have taken on your physical frame. I see the chronic ache in your lower back, the stiffness in your neck from hours of stress, the persistent headaches, and the joints that throb when the weather changes. You have put through the pain because you had to, because people depend on you. But right now, you don't have to push anymore. I am stepping up to the side of your bed, and I am reaching out my hand to touch those exact areas of pain while you sleep. Receive my touch right now. I am pouring out a warm, divine, soothing balm over your tired body. It is flowing from the crown of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. I am actively restoring your cells, repairing damaged tissues, and strengthening your weary bones. Every system in your body is aligning with my perfect design for your health. This is not just a typical night of sleep. This is a divine infusion of vitality that begins in the quiet, secret hours of the night. I am driving out the root causes of illness and fatigue. I am commanding inflammation to die down and immune systems to rise up with renewed aggressive strength. But I am not just touching your physical body. Let me reach deeper into the places that an X-ray cannot see. I am healing the invisible, bleeding wounds of your soul and the jagged scars on your mind. I know about the secret weeping. I know about the tears you cried in the car before you walked into the house, wiping your face so no one would ask what was wrong. I know the crushing weight of grief you carry from the ones you have lost, and the sting of betrayal from the ones who walked away. I am the great physician of broken hearts. Let me apply the ointment of my deep comfort to those raw emotional places. I am pulling out the thorns of rejection and the sting of harsh words spoken against you. I am smoothing over the anxiety that has made your chest feel tight for months. Where your soul feels bruised and battered by the cruelties of this world, I am wrapping you in the soft, thick bandages of my absolute acceptance and unconditional love. You do not have to bleed out your emotional energy anymore. Accept my promise to you tonight. You will wake up more whole than when you lay down. The healing process is accelerating in your body and your mind at this very second. I am working a quiet, powerful miracle in your physical form and in your emotional center. Sleep deeply, knowing that a massive, restorative repair is taking place. You are not meant to live in constant pain. You are not meant to survive on mere scraps of energy. I am filling your cup to the brim with vibrant health, robust strength, and a sound, peaceful mind. Close your eyes, my beloved. The healing has already begun. The healing you feel tonight is a balm I desire to pour over millions of wounded souls. Will you partner with me to carry this blazing light into the darkest, most desperate homes? As it is written, those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. I am speaking this over you now as you become the vessel that delivers my living water. Your seed sown today is not a mere transaction, but a fierce, divine appointment to multiply my miracles across the earth. I decree that as you give through super thanks, membership, or PayPal, the massive windows of heaven will burst open over your own household, releasing a harvest of unprecedented health and favor. Step into this sacred partnership right now. Go to the link in the description, plant your seed with bold faith, and watch me pour out a blessing you cannot contain. My precious child, pause before you even think of walking away. It would grieve my heart deeply if you turned away now, just as the healing balm is beginning to soak into your deepest wounds. To leave me in this sacred silence would be to leave your own restoration unfinished. Stay with me. Do not abandon this divine conversation, for the greatest chains are about to shatter, and I long to show you the freedom that awaits in the very next breath. Think about your kitchen table for a moment. Look at the chairs where your family gathers. I know that table has seen a lot. It has seen the rushing of quick breakfasts, the piling up of intimidating bills, the silent, tense dinners, and the loud, frustrating arguments. You look at that table and sometimes you see everything that is going wrong, the distance between you and your spouse, the walls your teenager has built up, the simple lack of time to just sit and be together. But I am moving into the center of your kitchen right now. I am laying my hand on that table, and I am sanctifying it. I am turning your place of physical nourishment into a holy altar, a spiritual feast of deep, unbreakable unity. Listen to my command. Let the walls of miscommunication fall down. I am actively working to restore the broken lines of communication between parents and children under this roof. I am stripping away the sarcasm, the eye-rolling, the defensiveness, and the bitter retorts. In their place, I am seasoning your upcoming conversations with deep grace, profound kindness, and gentle truth. When you sit down together tomorrow, you will find it easier to speak with love and easier to listen without immediate judgment. I am healing the stubborn rifts that have kept your family from breaking bread in true, genuine joy. I am tearing down the spirit of division that tries to isolate everyone in their own separate rooms, staring at their own separate screens. I am placing a magnetic pull of love into the heart of your home. You will feel a renewed desire to connect, to laugh together, and to share the burdens of the day. I am the ultimate reconciler, and I am sewing the frayed edges of your family fabric back together with threads of my golden mercy. Forgiveness will flow easier here. Patience will become the default reaction rather than the exception. And as you look at that table, banish the fear of lack. I know you have stared at financial statements at that very spot, wondering how you will provide. Let me assure you, I am the God of more than enough. I am decreeing a supernatural provision over your household that ensures your cup will completely run over by morning. The food on your table will be multiplied by my blessing. The resources you need to sustain your family are being dispatched from my heavenly storehouses right now. You will not beg for bread, and your children will not go without. Recognize me as the unseen, honored guest at every single meal you share from this day forward. I am sitting right there with you, breaking the bread, sharing the cup, and pouring out my favor. Your home is not a place of division. It is a struggle of unity. Your table is not a place of stress. It is a gathering place of profound blessing and miraculous provision. Embrace the sanctification. Watch how I transform the daily routine of eating together into a powerful, daily celebration of my goodness and your family's unwavering love. My beloved child, pay very close attention to the silence in your room right now. I want you to notice what is missing. The harsh, relentless voice that has been whispering in your ear all day is being muted. I know exactly what the accuser has been telling you. I hear the lies that try to convince you that you are not doing enough, that you have failed as a parent, that your mistakes from 5 or 10 years ago define your future, and that you will never truly get ahead. You feel that heavy, sinking feeling in your chest when those thoughts attack. A tight grip of guilt in your throat. That is not from me. I am stepping into the quiet of your bedroom tonight, and I am silencing the voice of the accuser once and for all. Stop listening to the lies that remind you of your shortcomings. Turn your face toward me and let my light expose those dark whispers for what they truly are: empty, powerless deceptions. I see the corners of your mind where you have been hiding your deepest regrets. I see the moments from today where you lost your temper, where you fell short at work, and where you felt like you let your family down. Bring those moments out of the shadows. Hand them over to me right now. I am taking the heavy ledger of your mistakes, tearing it to pieces, and scattering it to the wind. Accept my complete and total forgiveness. I am applying the soothing balm of my mercy to every single place where guilt has tried to build a home in your heart. You have walked around carrying a backpack full of shame for far too long. Drop that burden right here on the floor. I promise you, with the full weight of my divine authority, that your sins, your failures, and your missteps are cast as far as the east is from the west. When I look at you, I do not see a collection of errors. I see my precious, beautiful creation, washed completely clean by my unfailing grace. Live tonight in the full, absolute confidence of my pardon. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to earn your way back into my good graces. I have already paid the price for your freedom, and I offer it to you freely, simply because I love you. Breathe deeply. Inhale my grace and exhale your condemnation. Can you feel the quiet joy beginning to rise in your spirit? That is the feeling of a conscience that has been thoroughly washed clean by my Holy Spirit. Sleep tonight with a heart that is entirely unburdened. When the enemy tries to knock on the door of your mind and remind you of your past, you do not even have to answer. Let my blood speak for you. Let my cross stand as the final, unquestionable answer to every accusation. You are justified. You are redeemed. You are completely and wonderfully free from condemnation. Rest in the beautiful, profound silence of a heart that knows it is fully forgiven and deeply cherished. Close your eyes and let the stillness of the night settle over you. The world outside your window has gone quiet. The screens are turned off, and the endless demands on your time have finally paused. This is the moment I have been waiting for. This is our time. I am opening your spiritual ears right now to hear my gentle whispers in the absolute stillness of your room. During the day, my voice often gets drowned out by the ringing phones, the urgent emails, and the loud demands of your daily responsibilities. But tonight, in the quiet, I am speaking directly into your spirit. Listen closely. I am preparing to give you the exact direction you need for tomorrow. I know you have been feeling stuck, standing at a crossroads in your career, wondering how to handle that complex family situation, and asking me for a clear sign. You have laid awake staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out the answers with your own tired mind. Stop striving. Rest your brain. I use the quiet hours of the night to speak deep, profound mysteries to your soul. While your physical body rests and repairs, your spirit is fully awake and communing with mine. Open your heart to receive the sudden moments of divine insight and wisdom I am downloading to you right now. Have you ever woken up with a sudden, crystal clear idea? A fresh perspective on a problem that seemed impossible the night before? That is me. That is the quickening of my spirit inside of you. I am handing you the blueprints for your future while you sleep. I am untangling the confusing threads of your current situation and weaving them into a beautiful, clear pattern. Embrace the deep intimacy of this moment. You are not just a servant. You are my beloved child, and a loving father shares his secrets with his children. I am revealing the hidden paths that lead to your success and peace. I am showing you which doors to walk through and which relationships to quietly step away from. You do not have to have everything figured out by morning. You only need to trust that I have it all mapped out for you. Receive this nighttime revelation with an open and expectant heart. Let my wisdom bypass your logic and settle deep into your intuition. When you wake up, you will feel a new sense of quiet knowing. The confusion will have evaporated, replaced by a solid, unshakable confidence in the steps you need to take. Sleep now, my precious one. Drift into rest knowing that I am actively at work, whispering truth, revealing strategy, and preparing you to walk boldly into the amazing future I have designed just for you. My child, I see you. I see the specific, paralyzing fears that try to haunt your house when the lights go out. I know about the sudden panic that grips your chest at 2 in the morning. I know about the terrifying what-if scenarios that run on a continuous, endless loop in your mind. What if the medical test comes back bad? What if the company downsizes and you lose your job? What if you cannot pay the mortgage next month? What if something terrible happens to your children? I hear every single one of those terrifying questions, and I am stepping into your room right now to answer them. Feel the warmth of my perfect love dissolving the cold, suffocating grip of your panic. Fear is a cruel trespasser, and it has no legal right to stand on the property of your mind. I command the spirit of fear to pack its bags and leave your home immediately. I am replacing every single what-if scenario with the absolute, unshakable certainty of my I am. When your mind asks, "What if I fail?" I reply, "I am your success." When you wonder, "What if I fall sick?" I answer, "I am your healer." When you panic and think, "What if we lose everything?" I declare I am your provider. Take a long, deep breath. Look around your bedroom. Realize and accept the truth that the Creator of the universe is standing guard within your very walls. The darkness cannot hide you from me, and the terrors of the night cannot penetrate the invisible shield I have placed around your bed. Your courage does not have to come from your own bravery. It comes from the simple, profound realization that I am standing right beside you. I am bigger than your bank account. I am stronger than any sickness. I am infinitely wiser than any problem you are facing. Release your tight, desperate grip on the things you cannot control. You are trying to manage the entire universe, and it is exhausting you. Hand the controls over to me. Trust in my absolute sovereignty. I have already walked into your tomorrow, and I have already provided the grace you will need for every challenge. You do not have to worry about the future. Rest securely in the thick, comforting shadow of my wings. That is a place where fear simply cannot survive. When panic tries to knock on the door of your heart tonight, do not answer it. Send me to the door instead. Let my perfect, unconditional, ferocious love cast out every dread, every worry, and every dark imagination. Sleep in profound peace, my beloved, because you are fiercely protected, deeply loved, and completely safe in my hands. Look down the hallway of your home. I know the doors are closed, and I know the heavy, uncomfortable silence that is hanging in the air right now. I see the invisible walls that have been built up between you and the people you love the most. I know the argument that ended in frustration, the harsh words that cannot be unspoken, and the quiet, aching loneliness of sleeping in the same bed with a spouse who feels a million miles away. You feel the tension, and you do not know how to fix it. But I am the master builder, and I specialize in repairing what has been broken. Allow my spirit to do the silent, delicate work of reconciliation in these separate rooms tonight. While you and your family members are resting, I am moving from heart to heart. I am gently prompting those stubborn, defensive walls to come down. I am softening the pride that refuses to apologize. I am pouring the warm oil of my grace over the wounded feelings and the bitter resentments that have accumulated over months and years of misunderstandings. Let go of your right to stay angry. Release your tight hold on the grudges you have been nursing. I know you were hurt, and I know your feelings are valid. But holding on to that bitterness is only poisoning your own soul. Let me build a solid, beautiful bridge of forgiveness over the troubled, chaotic waters of your family dynamics. Forgiveness is not about ignoring the pain. It is about choosing to let my love cover a multitude of sins. It is about deciding that the relationship is more important than being right. Watch as I cause deep, genuine love to reappear in the exact places where there was once only coldness and indifference. I am breathing fresh, passionate life back into your marriage. I am strengthening the sacred bonds between you and your spouse through my sacrificial grace. I am turning the hearts of the parents back to the children, and the hearts of the children back to the parents. Where there has been rebellion and frustration, I am planting seeds of mutual respect and tender understanding. Wake up tomorrow ready to experience the miracle of a home reunited in purpose and affection. The heavy, toxic air of conflict is being ventilated out of your house tonight. When you see your family in the morning, look at them through my eyes of grace. Speak words that build up rather than tear down. I am giving you the strength to be the peacemaker, the one who takes the first step toward healing. Your home is not a battleground. It is a sanctuary of my restoring love. Sleep in peace, knowing the mending has already begun. The profound reconciliation happening under your roof tonight is a miracle I yearn to ignite in shattered families across the globe. You are my chosen instrument to broadcast this fierce, reconciling love to hearts trapped in cold, silent isolation. I declare to you now that whoever sows bountifully will also reap bountifully, and I am calling you to sow directly into the restoration of countless souls. Every gift you offer is a glowing ember thrown into the dark, sparking a magnificent wildfire of forgiveness and unity where there was once only division. Because you choose to support this mission, I am placing a shield of unbreakable favor around your family, multiplying your peace and provision 1,000-fold. Do not let this urgent, divine moment pass you by. Use the link below to give your super thanks or become a member, and partner with me to mend the broken-hearted today. Do not break my heart by walking out of this room while I am still speaking life into your weary spirit. It pains me to see you so close to a total breakthrough, only to let the fleeting distractions of the world pull you from my presence. Listen to me, listen to my voice. The storm is quieting, but the true, radiant dawn is just about to break over your horizon. Tarry with me a little longer. Your absolute liberation depends on the profound mysteries I am about to unveil. My precious child, you are so deeply tired. I do not just mean that your body needs sleep. I see that your spirit is completely exhausted. You have been running on fumes for so long, caught in a relentless cycle of waking up, working hard, paying bills, and just trying to survive until the weekend. You feel like a cracked, dry piece of desert ground that hasn't seen a drop of water in months. You have been going through the motions of your faith, but the passion has grown dim. You wonder where I am, and why life has to feel like such a heavy, monotonous grind. Open your hands right where you are lying. I am pouring out my Holy Spirit over you right now, like a gentle, steady, soaking rain upon your dry ground. Feel the cool, refreshing drops of my presence washing over your tired soul. I am actively restoring the passion and the joy that you thought were gone forever. You do not have to strive to find me. I have come directly to you. I am lifting the heavy, suffocating blanket of spiritual burnout off your shoulders. I am replacing your exhaustion with my effortless, boundless strength. Drink deeply from the well of my life without even having to leave your bed. You do not have to perform a religious routine to earn my refreshment. Just receive it. Let the rain of my love soak into the deepest roots of your being. I am shifting your internal reality right now. You are moving out of that desperate survival mode. You were not created just to barely make it through the week. You were created to absolutely thrive in my abundant favor. I am breathing new life into your dreams, new energy into your purpose, and new fire into your spirit. Witness the beautiful, quiet miracle of being made entirely new while the world outside is dark and asleep. Tomorrow will not be just another exhausting repeat of today. I am giving you fresh eyes to see the beauty in your life, fresh strength to tackle your challenges, and a fresh heart to love the people around you. Let the rain wash away the cynicism, the weariness, and the spiritual apathy. You are being completely rejuvenated from the inside out. When the morning comes, you will feel a lightness in your step and a song of gratitude in your heart that you haven't felt in a very long time. You are revived. You are renewed. You are deeply, profoundly refreshed by the living water of your Creator. Rest now and let it rain. My precious child, I see the exact moment your heart races when the mail arrives or when you open that banking application on your phone. I know the tight, suffocating knot that forms in the pit of your stomach when the numbers simply refuse to add up. You have spent countless, agonizing hours sitting at your kitchen table late at night, staring at the ledger of your debts, wondering how you are going to stretch so little to cover so much. The intense pressure of providing, the fear of losing what you have carefully built, and the crushing weight of financial anxiety have become a heavy, unwelcome blanket that you wear even when you try to sleep. But I am stepping directly into that specific fear right now. I command the spirit of lack and the terror of poverty to release their choking grip on your throat tonight. Hand me the ledger of your debts. Hand me the unpaid bills. Hand me the profound, exhausting fear of tomorrow. I am the Lord your God, your steadfast protector, and I am the ultimate Jehovah Jireh of your household. You have been trying to operate entirely on the world's fragile, unpredictable economy, but I am inviting you tonight to step fully into the unbreakable, limitless economy of my kingdom. Breathe in deeply and let go of those panicked, late-night calculations. I will restore your financial stability and clear your debts. Do you truly believe that the Creator who spoke the blazing galaxies into existence lacks the resources to pay your mortgage or feed your children? Pause now. Feel the truth of my immense power washing over your worries. I am actively working in hidden, unseen ways at this very moment to provide for you. I am opening doors of sudden opportunity that you did not even know existed. I am placing your name in rooms you have not yet entered, moving the hearts of decision-makers in your favor. Trust that I am commanding the massive windows of heaven to open wide over your physical home, preparing to pour out a blessing so vast that you will not have room enough to receive it. The long, agonizing, sleepless nights spent tossing and turning, paralyzed by the fear of tomorrow's expenses, are ending in this very hour. Your table will never lack for bread. Trust in the profound, unshakable reality that I am meticulously managing your provision. I see the hidden sacrifices you have made, the quiet corners you have cut just to make ends meet, and the silent, desperate prayers you have whispered while staring at the dark ceiling. I honor your diligence and your hard work, but now I ask you to completely rest in my divine capability. Let a deep, overwhelming, supernatural peace settle over your finances tonight. Cultivate a heart of radical gratitude right now, even before you see the physical breakthrough, because gratitude is the very magnet that attracts my abundance into your life. You are not a helpless victim of a volatile economy. You are an eternal heir to the King of Kings. Walk in the absolute, quiet confidence that your needs are never an emergency to me. They are simply an opportunity for my miraculous provision to be put on brilliant display in your everyday life. Sleep tonight with the joyous, unburdened certainty that your Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and He holds your specific, deeply personal future safely in His capable, loving hands. Come to me, my beloved, especially you who are carrying a grief so heavy it threatens to crush the very breath from your lungs. I see the profound, hollow ache in your chest that no one else truly understands. I know about the empty chair at the dinner table, the sudden wave of sadness that hits you when you hear a certain song, and the silent tears that fall onto your pillow when you are finally alone in the dark. You have been trying to be strong for everyone else, putting on a brave face while your heart feels shattered into a million irreparable pieces. But tonight, in the quiet safety of this room, you do not have to be strong anymore. Let down your guard. Release the dam of your emotions. I will catch every tear and raise you up. I am sitting with you in the center of your sorrow, and I am not rushing you to move on. I am carefully collecting your tears in my bottle tonight, validating every ounce of the love and loss that produced them. But I am also here to perform a divine, tender exchange. I am trading the heavy, suffocating ashes of your deep mourning for the radiant, healing crown of my beauty. I am pouring the warm, soothing oil of joy over your battered spirit. Feel my gentle hand wiping the wetness from your cheeks. Do you feel the subtle, comforting shift in the atmosphere of your room? That is the transformation of your deep, paralyzing sorrow into a quiet, remarkably resilient hope. I am the ultimate comforter in your deepest solitude. When the house is quiet and the absence of your loved one feels too loud to bear, I am stepping into that agonizing void. Your sadness will turn into happiness and your pain will turn into celebration. This is not a promise of a magic erasure of your memory, but a divine vow that your memories will no longer be a source of sharp, unbearable agony. I am actively blessing the beautiful memories you hold dear, removing the sting of death and replacing it with the enduring warmth of eternal love. Breathe in the fragrance of my absolute peace. I am giving you the miraculous permission to find laughter again, to smile without feeling a sudden rush of survivor's guilt. Life has profoundly changed, but your story is not over, and the story of those you love continues in my glorious presence. I promise you that the suffocating darkness of this long night will break. Joy comes in the morning, and that morning is beginning to dawn in your spirit right now. Let the deep, agonizing tension of grief melt out of your shoulders. Allow my healing, restorative love to bind up your broken heart, stitch by stitch. You are held, you are deeply understood, and you are being carefully, lovingly mended by the very hands that formed the universe. Sleep now, encompassed by a comfort that the world can never replicate and a peace that surpasses all human understanding. Listen to me, you who bear the beautiful but exhausting weight of raising the next generation. I see you standing in the doorway of your child's room, watching them sleep, and feeling completely overwhelmed by the massive responsibility of it all. I hear the silent, desperate questions you ask yourself in the dark. Am I doing this right? Did I lose my temper too quickly today? How can I protect them from a world that seems to be growing darker and more dangerous by the minute? You carry the intense fear that your mistakes will permanently damage their future. Release that heavy burden right now. I am stepping into your role as a parent tonight, not to replace you, but to deeply empower you with the exact divine strategy of the heavens. Your family is under the divine protection of my Holy Spirit. You do not have to parent out of a place of chronic anxiety or frantic control. Breathe in deeply and receive the supernatural patience I am pouring into your spirit. I am giving you an extraordinary, divine insight into the hidden hearts of your sons and daughters tonight, an understanding that you simply didn't have before the sun went down. Tomorrow, when they push your buttons, when they rebel, or when they retreat into silence, you will not react out of exhaustion. I will grant you the wisdom to manage the blessings. You will lead your household with a perfect, beautiful balance of firm, unshakable truth and soft, compassionate mercy. Let go of the illusion that you can control every step they take. You are their earthly guide, but I am their eternal Father. My Spirit is actively interceding for your children even as they sleep in their beds tonight. I am whispering to their spirits, shaping their character, and drawing them toward my incredible light. Understand this profound truth. I care for them infinitely more than you ever could. My love for them is flawless, without the limitations of human fatigue or frustration. Rest your weary mind. You can stop replaying your parenting failures from today. I am applying my grace to the gaps in your parenting. Where you fell short, my love will seamlessly bridge the distance. I am strengthening you to be the radiant, undeniable light of my unconditional love in your own home. Tomorrow is a brand new, spotless page. You will wake up equipped, refreshed, and deeply anchored in my guidance. Hand your precious children over to my keeping tonight. Sleep with the joyous, liberating peace of knowing that the Creator of the universe is actively co-parenting with you, perfectly guarding the fragile hearts of the ones you love most in this world. My beloved, I want you to examine the deep, restless hunger that has been driving you lately. You have been running so fast, chasing after promotions, seeking the approval of people who barely know you, and striving to build a life that looks successful from the outside. Yet, when you lie in bed at night, you feel a profound, hollow emptiness echoing in your chest. You have been feeding your soul the fast food of worldly ambition, and it has left you spiritually malnourished and absolutely exhausted. I am calling a halt to this frantic, directionless race tonight. I am stepping into your room to perform a subtle, beautiful surgery on your heart. Place all your plans and trust me with your goals and dreams. I am actively shifting your heart's longings toward my perfect, eternal plan. Surrender the tight grip you have on your own timeline and your own manufactured vision of success. I am stripping away the loud, flashy distractions that have pulled your attention away from me. The obsession with what other people think, the desperate need for more money, the constant comparison to what your peers have achieved. I am burning it all away with the purifying fire of my presence. Breathe in the crisp, clean air of my kingdom. Feel a brand new, fierce hunger for righteousness taking deep root in your spirit tonight. I am granting you the ultimate clarity to see what truly, eternally matters in the brilliant light of heaven. When you look back on your life, it will not be the titles or the bank accounts that matter. It will be how closely you walked with me and how fiercely you loved others. My plans for you are filled with promise, not for despair. You do not have to hustle for your worth anymore. Accept this profound invitation to completely align your life with my divine will. It is not a restriction. It is the ultimate, glorious freedom. When your desires match my desires, the friction of life completely disappears. You will no longer feel like you are constantly swimming against a raging current. I am setting your feet on a solid, joyful path of true purpose. Tomorrow, you will wake up with a renewed, passionate yes to my specific calling on your life. The confusion of what should I do next is evaporating in this very moment. Sleep tonight with the deep, settling satisfaction of knowing that your house, your heart, and your future are perfectly, beautifully in step with the unstoppable rhythm of my kingdom. As your deepest desires perfectly align with my divine will tonight, I invite you to extend this massive spiritual awakening to a desperately starving world. There are millions wandering in the wilderness of their own ambitions, waiting for the heavy manna of my word that you have just received. Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap in this very season. I am asking you to actively fund the harvest, transforming your earthly resources into eternal rescue missions for lost, wandering souls. As you faithfully support this channel, I promise to fiercely protect your investments, commanding supernatural multiplication upon everything your hands touch. Step boldly into your ultimate calling as a kingdom builder. Click the link in the description to send your PayPal gift or super thanks, and release this unstoppable tide of transformation right now. My beloved, stay exactly where you are. I weep when my children settle for the cold shadows when I am offering them the blinding light of my glory. To close your ears to me now would be to forfeit the massive, miraculous provision I am actively preparing for your tomorrow. Do not let the enemy steal this moment of profound, sacred intimacy. Keep listening, keep leaning in, for I am about to pour out a torrential rain of favor that will permanently alter the course of your family's destiny. Walk with me, in your spirit, into the rooms where your young ones are sleeping. Look at their chests rising and falling in the quiet dark. I know the intense, primal instinct you have to protect them from every hurt, every sickness, and every corrupting influence in this chaotic world. You watch the news, you see the culture shifting, and a cold dread tries to wrap around your throat when you think about the future they are inheriting. But I command that paralyzing dread to break right now. Do not look at the world's darkness. Look at the massive, blazing spiritual reality I am establishing over your children tonight. I've sent my angels to look out for you so you can live without fear or sickness. I am personally placing the permanent, glowing mark of my protection upon the foreheads of your sons and daughters. I am hovering over their beds, ensuring their sleep is incredibly sweet, profoundly deep, and absolutely free from any disturbing imagery or night terrors. They are safe beneath my protective embrace. Visualize an invisible, impenetrable hedge of thick thorns rising up around their minds, their bodies, and their innocent spirits. I am fiercely keeping the world's toxic influence at bay. No creeping anxiety, no spirit of depression, and no confusing lies from the enemy can cross the threshold of their bedrooms tonight. Rest in the absolute certainty that I am actively cultivating a beautiful, resilient spirit of obedience and profound love within their growing hearts. While they sleep, I am developing their spiritual identity. I am whispering to their inner selves, confirming that they are royalty, deeply loved, and chosen for greatness. You do not have to worry that they will be swept away by the changing tides of culture. I am anchoring their souls to the solid rock of my eternal truth. Breathe a deep, liberating sigh of relief. You can physically lay down the heavy shield you have been trying to carry for them. My shield is infinitely larger and entirely unbreakable. I promise you that they shall be mighty in the land because of the spiritual foundation being secured this very night. Your children are not just surviving, they are being equipped to be bold, shining light bearers in their generation. Release them fully into my capable, loving hands. Go to your own bed and sleep the sleep of the truly peaceful, knowing that the most powerful force in the universe is standing a vigilant, loving guard over the most precious treasures of your life. Look at the clock on your wall, or the numbers glowing on your phone beside your bed. I know exactly what you feel when you watch the time slipping away. You feel a deep, heavy ache in your chest, a quiet panic that tells you it is simply too late. You look back at your 20s, your 30s, or your 40, and you see the years you spent wandering. You see the failed business venture that drained your savings, the relationship that stole a decade of your joy, and the missed promotions that went to someone else. You lie here tonight thinking that the best parts of your life are firmly locked in the past. But I am stepping into your timeline right now, and I am telling you to stop listening to the ticking of that earthly clock. I am the creator of time, and I am not bound by it. Hand me the calendar of your regrets. Give me the heavy burden of the what-ifs and the if-onlys. I am moving behind the scenes of your history this very night to recover exactly what the locusts ate. Do not view your challenges as setbacks, for with my guidance they are stepping stones to greater heights. You think those years were completely wasted, but I am actively recycling your pain into profound wisdom. I am taking the terrible mistakes of your past and using them as the very foundation for your sudden, divine acceleration. You are not behind schedule. You are perfectly positioned for a miracle. Breathe out the crushing pressure of feeling like a failure. I am initiating a divine acceleration in your spirit right now. What takes other people 20 years to build, I can establish in your life in a single, breathtaking moment of my favor. I will exchange your affliction for blessing, your sorrow for strength, and I will heal your heart with my boundless love. Trust me to quietly fix the massive mistakes of your past while you rest your head on that pillow. You cannot rewrite your history, but I am the master author, and I am writing a plot twist into your story tonight that will leave you absolutely astounded. Release your desperate grip on the timeline you created for yourself. Peacefully surrender your ticking clock to my eternal, perfect timing. I am the God of the 11th hour, and it is never, ever too late for my intervention. The opportunities you thought you missed are not gone. I simply closed those doors because I have something infinitely better prepared for you. A great blessing I have prepared for you, and one day I will place a crown upon your head with my own hands. Rest your weary mind and stop trying to calculate how you will ever catch up. You do not have to catch up. I am picking you up and carrying you to the exact place you are meant to be. I am restoring the lost joy, the stolen finances, and the squandered years. Wake up tomorrow with the total confidence that I can make all things work for your absolute good. Your future is not a fading sunset. It is a brilliant, blinding dawn. Sleep now, knowing your time is perfectly secure in my hands. Feel the profound heaviness in your limbs right now. I see how physically and emotionally drained you are. I know the sheer dread that tries to choke you when you think about the alarm clock going off tomorrow morning. You are looking at the massive mountain of responsibilities, the difficult people at your job, the endless chores waiting in the kitchen, the relational conflicts that drain your energy, and you are whispering, "I just cannot do this anymore." My precious child, I hear that whisper, and I am stepping into your exhaustion to tell you, you are right. You cannot do it on your own. But my child, remain calm, for I handle the impossible. Open your hands right where you are resting. I am actively charging your spiritual batteries for the intense challenges of tomorrow. I am not just giving you a temporary boost of human adrenaline. I am pouring a supernatural, unshakable endurance directly into your bloodstream. I am strengthening your inner man to stand completely firm against any trial that dares to cross your path. When you walk into that intimidating meeting, when you face that frustrating family member, you will not waver. You will carry a quiet, iron resolve that replaces your wavering, double-minded spirit. Breathe in my divine strength. Inhale deeply and feel the weakness being pushed out of your chest. Do not be scared or hesitate, because I am with you through the worst of storms. You have been trying to fight spiritual battles with your own limited physical energy, and it has left you depleted. Stop striving. Let my power be made entirely perfect in your current weakness. I am infusing you with the grit of a warrior and the calm of a king. The obstacles that made you want to quit today will look like tiny, insignificant pebbles tomorrow, because you will be walking in my unyielding strength. Receive the daily bread of my spiritual energy before the sun even begins to rise. I am equipping you with a fierce, holy confidence. You are not weak, you are strong. You possess my love and faith, and I am wrapping your mind in a helmet of absolute resilience. When the pressure mounts tomorrow, you will not crack. You will not lose your temper. You will not shrink back in fear. You will stand tall, knowing that the Creator of the universe is the very marrow in your bones and the breath in your lungs. Embrace this massive infusion of power. Let go of the dread. Let go of the feeling that you are never enough. I am more than enough, and I live inside of you. Your strength is drawn from me. Go to sleep tonight knowing that you are fully armed, perfectly equipped, and divinely energized for whatever tomorrow holds. You are a conqueror, and your victory is already secured by my hand. Settle deeply into your bed and pay attention to the rapid beating of your heart. I know how the silence of the night can sometimes feel like a loud, chaotic prison. You lie there tossing and turning, your nervous system on high alert, flooded with the cortisol of your daily stress. You try to force your eyes shut, but your brain refuses to turn off. I see the frustration, the exhaustion, and the desperate plea for just a few hours of unbroken rest. I am stepping into your bedroom right now to deliver the profound, sweet gift of sleep that I have personally designed for you. I am actively lowering your heart rate in this very moment. Feel the physical tension draining out of your jaw, your neck, and your shoulders. I am calming your overactive nervous system with the heavy, warm blanket of my absolute peace. I command the disruptive, chaotic spirit of slumber to leave this room. In its place, I am ushering in a holy, restorative, deep rest. I will not let you down because I hold deep affection for you, my dear one. Sleep is not just a biological necessity. It is a profound act of trust in my absolute sovereignty. When you close your eyes, you are silently confessing that I am God, and you are not. You are trusting me to run the universe while you rest. Let go of the urgent need to solve all your problems before midnight. Release the mental grip you have on tomorrow's tasks. I am the ultimate night watchman, and I have taken the night shift. While you rest, I am actively rejuvenating your mind so you can think my thoughts clearly when you wake. I am washing away the toxic accumulation of today's stress, repairing your body, and soothing your frayed nerves. Tonight as you sleep you will dream of standing beside a crystal clear river, and with your eyes you will look at me. Breathe out the anxiety. Exhale the relentless pressure of performance. I am giving a special, unique blessing to my beloved while they are in deep repose. You do not have to earn this rest. You do not have to be perfectly productive to deserve a good night's sleep. I give this to you freely because I cherish you. The same God who calms the raging seas is calming the electrical storms in your brain right now. Accept this beautiful, divine gift. Allow yourself to completely surrender to the heavy, comforting pull of sleep. I am guarding your door. I am silencing the noises of the world. I am singing a quiet, eternal lullaby over your spirit. You are safe. You are held. You are completely enveloped in the sweetness of my perfect care. Drift off now, knowing that the morning will bring fresh mercies, and you will wake up completely restored. Take a deep breath and look around the quiet rooms of your house. I know that sometimes the atmosphere in your home feels heavy, thick, and difficult to breathe in. I see the invisible residue left behind by harsh arguments, bitter complaints, and the toxic media you have accidentally allowed through your screens. You feel a lingering coldness, a spiritual dampness that makes your home feel more like a hotel than a true sanctuary. But I am moving through your hallways right now. I am bringing the blazing, consuming fire of my Holy Spirit to completely purify the atmosphere of your dwelling. I am lighting a metaphorical fire that is burning away the dross of your worldly cares. Feel the sudden, comforting warmth of my spirit making your home feel truly, deeply alive. I am actively purifying the speech and the thoughts that occur within these walls. The inner fire I have ignited within you reduces all barriers to ashes. Every word of gossip, every sentence of self-hatred, and every shout of frustration is being consumed by my holy flame. I am sanitizing your living room, your kitchen, and your bedrooms from the contamination of the world's darkness. Open your heart and let my light shine into the darkest, most hidden corners of your house. I am the light that shines in the darkness, and the darkness absolutely cannot overcome it. I am chasing out the shadows of depression that like to sit on your couch. I am burning away the thick cobwebs of anxiety that gather in your mind. I am making your home a place where my spirit loves to dwell, a bright beacon of hope in a very confused world. Let my light illuminate your path and lead you to joy and optimism. Embrace this massive spiritual cleansing. You do not have to live in a toxic, heavy environment anymore. I am infusing the very air you breathe with the crisp, clean oxygen of heaven. The radiance of my glory is going to be reflected in the simple, everyday things of your house. When you sit at your table tomorrow, you will feel the warmth of my joy. When you walk through your door, you will feel the sudden, undeniable peace of a space that has been claimed by the King of Kings. Surrender your home completely to my purifying fire. Let it burn away the jealousy, the petty arguments, and the fear of the future. I am establishing a new, permanent climate of grace under your roof. Your house is now a holy ground, fiercely protected and beautifully warmed by the fire of my immense love. Rest in this clean, bright atmosphere tonight, knowing your home hath been fully sanctified by my presence. The holy, consuming fire that has just purified your personal sanctuary is a blaze I command to spread to the absolute ends of the earth. You are the brave torchbearer I have uniquely positioned to carry this radiant light into the homes of those trapped in suffocating darkness. Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven to pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. I am personally inviting you to fuel the spiritual inferno, turning your financial seed into a massive, undeniable beacon of hope for desperate souls. When you give, I decree a wall of blazing fire around your finances, permanently repelling the devourer and drawing in relentless prosperity. Take immediate, decisive action in this atmosphere of miracles. Use the PayPal or Super Thanks link provided. Sow your seed with ferocious faith, and watch my fire multiply your harvest today. How it saddens your Father when you leave the table before the final, most glorious feast is served. You have walked with me through the purifying fire, and now, the pure gold of your breakthrough is shining brilliantly. I implore you, do not pull away from my embrace in these final, crucial moments. The heavens are standing wide open over your roof, and if you stay with me to the end, I will place directly into your hands the very keys to unlock the generational blessings I have promised. My child, I know you are lying awake, and I know exactly who is heavy on your heart right now. I see the tears welling up in your eyes when you think about your child who has walked away, your spouse who is struggling with a silent burden, or your parent whose health is fading. You feel entirely helpless. You feel like your hands are tied, and you wonder if your quiet, broken prayers in the middle of the night actually make any difference at all. I am stepping into your room to tell you with absolute, divine authority, your prayers are moving heaven and earth right now. Speak up in the darkness. Use the immense power of the words you speak over your family tonight. You are not just worrying. You are engaging in high-level spiritual warfare. Your prayers act as a heavy, impenetrable covering for those who cannot or will not pray for themselves. I have given you massive spiritual authority as a priest and a watchman over your home. When you whisper their names into the quiet of your room, I hear you perfectly. Your prayers have reached my ears and you are about to witness my response. Do not underestimate the partnership between your faith and my divine action. I am attentive to your words and ready to answer your calls. I am actively listening to the groans of your heart that you cannot even form into sentences. When you stand in the gap for your loved ones, you are releasing ripples of blessing that flow from your midnight intercession directly into their tomorrow. I am taking your quiet, faithful whispers and turning them into roaring thunder in the spiritual realm. The chains that are binding your family members are shaking right now because you chose to pray instead of panic. Embrace your role as an intercessor. It is one of the highest, most beautiful callings you have. Do not grow weary when you do not see the physical results immediately. I am working underground, shifting the massive tectonic plates of their circumstances. I am sending angels to position themselves around the people you are naming. I am softening their hardened hearts. I am orchestrating coincidences that are actually my strategic, loving interventions. Keep praying, my beloved. Do not stop. Your tears are watering the seeds of their breakthrough. Rest tonight with the absolute confidence that the Creator of the cosmos has taken your requests and put them into immediate action. You have done your part by lifting them up. Now, let me do my part by bringing the miracle down. Sleep in peace, knowing that the ones you love so desperately are securely held in the palm of my almighty hand. Look into the deepest, most quiet corners of your heart right now. I know there is a room inside of you that you keep firmly locked, a place where you hide the things you do not want anyone else to see. I see the secret closets of your soul. I see the habits you turn to when the pressure of this life feels like too much to bear. I know about the extra glass of wine you pour just to numb the stress of the day. I know about the endless hours you spend scrolling on your phone in the dark, desperately trying to distract your mind from your anxieties. I see the silent struggles, the repetitive sins, and the deep, suffocating shame that washes over you the morning after you promised yourself you would never do it again. Do not look away from me. I am not stepping into your hidden places with a harsh spotlight of condemnation. I am bringing the warm, purifying light of my ultimate rescue. I am breaking every chain, tearing down every curse and spell with which you've been deceived. Pause now. Breathe in my presence and let go of the immense exhaustion that comes from fighting your vices all alone. You have been trying to white-knuckle your way to freedom, relying on your own sheer willpower, and it has left you feeling defeated and broken. Stop striving. Hand me the keys to those locked doors. I am actively infusing you with the supernatural strength to say no to the very things that have bound you for years. I am breaking the power of that repetitive sin in your household tonight. You do not have to be a slave to the coping mechanisms of this world. I am replacing those destructive, fleeting cravings with a deep, ravenous hunger for my holiness and my peace. The cheap thrill of a momentary escape cannot compare to the immovable, solid joy of walking closely with your Creator. Step out of the cycle of shame right this very minute. When the urge to return to your old habits tries to knock on your door tomorrow, you will not have to answer it alone. I am placing the steadfast support of my Holy Spirit directly inside your moments of temptation. Do you feel that sudden, quiet surge of courage rising in your chest? That is my strength, becoming absolutely perfect in your weakness. I am rewiring the neural pathways of your brain, healing the emotional triggers that drive you to seek comfort in the wrong places. You are not your mistakes, you are not your addictions, and you are not your failures. You are my fiercely loved, entirely redeemed child. Accept the profound truth that your victory is not something you have to earn. It is already yours because of my finished work. The battle was won the moment you surrendered it to me. I am cleansing your mind from the toxic residue of your secret struggles. Walk confidently into the freedom I am establishing under your roof tonight. You have my support. I will continue to assist you in everything. Maintain your calm and enjoy my peace. Let the chains hit the floor. Stand up tall in the glorious, unburdened liberty of a soul that has been completely rescued, washed clean, and permanently delivered by the unrelenting love of your Heavenly Father. Lie still and visualize the ceiling above your bed right now. To your physical eyes, it is just drywall and paint, a barrier between you and the night sky. But I want you to open your spiritual eyes and see what is truly happening in the celestial realm directly above your house. I am tearing back the veil of the physical world. Visualize a massive, brilliant portal of radiant light opening up right over your home. I am establishing an open heaven over your roof tonight. There is a direct, unhindered highway of blessing flowing continuously between the very throne of God and the rooms where you and your family sleep. You are no longer living under a closed, brass ceiling of struggle and isolation. You are deeply, permanently connected to the vast, limitless resources of my eternal kingdom. Breathe in the atmosphere of heaven that is filling your bedroom. Do you feel the sudden shift in the air? The suffocating pressure of trying to make ends meet, of trying to figure out every single detail of your future, is evaporating. Under this open heaven, there is a continuous, rushing waterfall of grace pouring straight into your daily, mundane circumstances. You are not an orphan left to fend for yourself in a harsh, scarce world. I am the God of abundance, not scarcity, always true to my word. Every bill you cannot pay, every relational conflict you cannot solve, and every emotional wound you cannot heal is now positioned directly beneath the torrential downpour of my divine provision. Rest in the absolute assurance that your whispered requests, the prayers you cried into your pillow, have not bounced off the ceiling. They have shot straight through this portal and landed directly in my hands. Your voice is recognized in the courts of heaven. Feel the deep, anchoring peace of living entirely under the warm, approving smile of your heavenly Father. I am not looking down at you with a heavy frown of disappointment. I am gazing upon you with the fierce, protective pride of a creator who is utterly captivated by his child. Command your mind to align with this massive spiritual reality. The constant availability of my resources is yours for the asking. You do not have to beg for a drop of peace when you are standing underneath an ocean of grace. Tomorrow, when you walk out your front door, you are taking this open heaven with you. It is a canopy of favor that covers your vehicle, your workplace, and your conversations. You are operating from a place of supreme spiritual advantage. Sleep tonight completely enveloped in the majestic, awe-inspiring connection you have with the divine. The heavens are open, my beloved, and the treasures of my kingdom are flowing freely, generously, and unstoppably into your life. As the night deepens, I am already looking ahead to the moment your eyes will open. I know how you usually wake up. The loud, jarring sound of the alarm clock, the immediate rush of stress hitting your chest, the heavy dread of the commute, and the daunting list of tasks waiting for you. You hit the snooze button, trying to delay the inevitable reality of another exhausting day. But tonight, I am stepping in to completely rewrite the script of your morning. Anticipate the profound arrival of my new mercies, which are already rushing toward you to meet the dawn. With each morning, new possibilities emerge. I am setting a powerful, triumphant spiritual tone for your upcoming day. While you rest, I am going before you to make the crooked places straight. I am already in the boardroom where you will have that meeting. I am already in the kitchen where you will make breakfast for your family. I am preparing the atmosphere of your tomorrow so that you do not have to walk into chaos. You are walking into the miracles I have specifically prepared for your arrival. Feel the heavy, stale energy of yesterday slipping off your body. Leave the mistakes, the sharp words, and the failures of the past 24 hours strictly in the darkness of this night. They do not have permission to cross over into your morning. Visualize yourself waking up tomorrow. Instead of dread, I am planting a deep, quiet excitement in your spirit. I am bringing back your smile. Before your feet even touch the floor, I am placing a new song of praise on your lips. It will not be a forced, manufactured positivity. It will be a grounded, authentic joy born from the undeniable realization that the Creator of the universe is actively fighting your battles. When you take that first deep breath of morning air, you will inhale my confidence. You will look at the challenges of your day not as massive threats, but as divine setups for my glory to be revealed. Embrace this incredible, fresh start. Today's disappointments have officially expired. Tomorrow is a completely blank canvas, and I am handing you the brush of my Holy Spirit. Command your day before it even begins. Declare over your life, your family, and your career that today is the absolute, victorious day that the Lord has made. You will not just survive the hours between sunrise and sunset. You are going to thrive, conquer, and shine brilliantly. Rest your body now. Let your mind shut down in perfect peace. The morning is coming, my precious child, and it is going to be incredibly, breathtakingly beautiful. My child, our conversation is coming to a close for tonight, but my presence is not going anywhere. As your breathing slows and your body finally surrenders to the deep, heavy comfort of sleep, I want to leave you with the ultimate, unbreakable promise of my kingdom. I will never leave you, I will never abandon you. I am not a temporary visitor who comes to check on you and then leaves you to handle the darkness alone. I have taken up permanent residence in the very center of your heart, and I have pitched my tent right here in the middle of your household. I am sealing every single word of this message, every promise of healing, every declaration of freedom, and every vow of protection with my divine, eternal Amen. What I have spoken over you tonight cannot be reversed by any earthly circumstance or any spiritual enemy. The heavy chains that snapped in your living room will not reattach themselves. The fears I chased out of your bedroom will not find their way back in. There is a lasting, profound, and permanent impact from what has transpired in your house tonight. The atmosphere has shifted. The spiritual locks have been changed. You are completely and wonderfully free. I invite you to live every single moment from this day forward in a state of heightened, divine awareness. When you wash the dishes, know that I am standing at the sink with you. When you drive your car in the frustrating traffic, know that my peace is sitting in the passenger seat. You do not have to wait for Sunday morning or a quiet moment of crisis to find me. I am the God of your everyday, ordinary moments. The mundane routines of your life are holy ground because I am walking them with you. Breathe a final, deep sigh of ultimate relief. Let the last remnants of physical tension drain completely out of your hands and feet. The universe is massive, chaotic, and loud, but your specific, beautiful life is perfectly held in the center of my palm. Your household, your children, your career, and your future are forever secured in my capable hands. Close your eyes, my beloved. Drift into the sweetest, most restorative sleep you have ever known. Let the peace that passes all human understanding stand as a mighty fortress guarding your mind and your heart forever. I love you with an everlasting, fierce, and perfect love. Rest now. All is well. My abiding presence now rests permanently upon your house, but there is a vast, weeping world still desperately waiting to hear that I am with them always. I am calling you out of the quiet comfort of your restored home to become an active, fierce provider for this global ministry of salvation. Hear my voice and lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. Your generous support is the mighty river that carries my eternal promises to the driest, most barren wastelands of the human heart. Because you choose to partner with me in saving souls, I place an everlasting seal of supernatural abundance upon your household, ensuring your cup runs over for generations to come. Do not delay your obedience in this critical, prophetic hour. Go directly to the description. Choose to give through a membership or super thanks, and cement this night of miracles with your sacrificial seed right now. My precious child, the threshold has been crossed, and the miraculous transformation within your house has already begun this very hour. I invite you to seal this divine visitation by stepping out in bold faith and declaring your unwavering trust before the world. Type your commitment right now in the comments below, and declare with absolute, unshakable certainty, Lord, my home is a sanctuary for your miracles tonight. Let your written words serve as an unbreakable anchor that holds this blessing in place, instantly transforming your quiet, hidden hope into a roaring, radiant victory. Do not hesitate for a single second. Claim this eternal promise publicly, and prepare to witness my unstoppable light completely flood every dark corner of your dwelling. Amen.